What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be continuing this series. You think I forget? Today we're going to be talking about the next Mario and Luigi game. We're going to be talking about the first one to hit the DS, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. This is often one of the Mario RPG titles that I thought was more or less not as talked about as the others, but I've seen some people grow up with it, some didn't, like myself. And some even love it, and some even claim it as the best Mario and Luigi game. Is that true? Is it really as good as people think it is? Time to find out. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start off with the usual plot for the game, of course. Definitely gets a little more interesting compared to after the events of Superstar Saga, which, I mean, not really, but still, let's just pretend that. Professor Egad has a time machine, and Peach and Toadsworth go inside it. I wouldn't trust that, honestly. And coming back from... And the time machine comes back, and a weird-looking enemy shows up, but not Peach or Toadsworth. Mario defeats it, of course, and basically, the enemies known as the Shrooms are taking over different times in the Mushroom Kingdom. And it's up to Mario and Luigi to see what the heck is going on, along with Baby Mario and Baby Green Mario. I promise I'll not make that joke again. Oh great, it's raining, this better not affect anything. But as for this game, that's the plot of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. And obviously when it comes to anyone talking about this game, they definitely praise it for the deep plot and stuff. Deep? I don't know, but it definitely tells a lot of backstory with the Shrooms, I guess, which is pretty nice. I don't know, that's really all the praise I hear. I wonder if that's a reason. But, anyway, the gameplay is pretty much like Superstar Saga. You control Mario and Green Mario, I mean Luigi, during the adventure. And joining your adventure is Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, which usually piggyback, right, the Mario Bros. Or sometimes you're gonna need the babies to solve different puzzles throughout the game. So, yeah, definitely a really cool concept to have the babies. And to be honest, I don't really hate the baby characters. I guess there's some exceptions, like, I guess the baby princesses, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Baby Rosalina. Yes, as a Rosalina fan, I'm not a big fan of Baby Rosalina. But, yeah, I'm fine with the babies, honestly. But this is one of the exceptions, honestly, so yeah. But yeah, the gameplay is pretty similar to Mario and Luigi, of course, and you have puzzles. Now, Baby Mario and Baby Luigi are the ones to use hammers and not Mario and Luigi for some reason. So, yeah. But yeah, there's definitely... One of the major criticism with this game is how much chaos, how much interesting, funny moments can happen in this game, and sometimes dark moments, like you just saw. So that's why Mario Luigi Partners in Time is often praised a bit. So yeah, but I will say this. I guess we'll talk about the new stuff also added. The interesting locations actually are pretty cool, honestly. I really love the locations. It got starting off with Holly Jolly Village, the Koopa Cruiser. I mean, that's where you start. You have Toadwood Forest, Grizzly Desert, Swamp Volcano. We have, of course, Yoshi's Island. Watch out for him. He a big boy who eats you. And, yeah, definitely, some neat areas. And one of my personal favorites, Star Hill. I can't get over the soundtrack of that area. It's so good, honestly. And that's the one thing when it comes to any of the Mario RPG games. They don't miss with their soundtrack at all. Definitely some great music. I don't think any Mario RPG has bad music per se, so yeah. That's one thing we can say, regardless of which one you're not a fan of, so yeah. But, now, Partners in Time, there's definitely this game is, far from perfect. Some say the whole switching babies mechanic definitely does slow the game down, and maybe I would understand it, but I don't know. It didn't really bother me as much per se, but I can understand why people want to move very quickly. I guess if you're used to Superstar Saga, which is a game you can go through pretty quickly if you know what you're doing, I can understand this problem, honestly. But otherwise, yeah, that's really the only thing I really hear. And the areas, unlike Superstar Saga, where you're mostly exploring a lot of areas, the areas are a bit more on the linear side, which isn't bad per se. I have a lot of favorite 3D adventures that are linear, but for Partners in Time, I don't know how I feel about it. You definitely have some interesting moments, but you're just kind of done with the areas before you know it. That's just how I feel about them, honestly. So I'm not sure how I feel about these being linear, but otherwise, they're fine, I guess. That's all. They're definitely some good music. And of course, the battle system, which is pretty much the same as Superstar Saga, with jumping, using your hammer with the babies this time. And we have new and we have also some brand new attacks, known as the Bros attacks, or Bros items, I should say. This is a trend that continues throughout the Mario and Luigi series, where we have Bros attacks, where just Mario and Luigi doing different moves. But now we have actual power-ups now, which is actually really cool, honestly. So, yeah, I really like this. You have these use shell. You basically go back and forth with the shell item. You shoot fireballs. You bounce on the spring mushrooms. There's a lot of really, really cool power-ups, and I can definitely say these are definitely the highlight. Definitely one of the highlights of this game for sure. I really love the Bros items, honestly, and they continue to be a trend throughout the series. So yeah. But I think, in my opinion, this game is the definition. I know people are probably gonna get pissed at this. I don't know. I feel like there's more of kind of just missed potential, in my opinion. Something like that. You do have the shrooms, which are nice. The enemy designs are pretty cool, but none of them really stick out as memorable to me, to be honest. But maybe it's just I never grew up with this game. I don't know. The shrooms are really nice, but they're kind of just there to hit you and stuff. That's really it. So, yeah. And I guess I should say you need to get all the shards in order to actually continue through the game. You have Bowser and Baby Bowser, not Bowser Jr., going after you throughout the adventure. So yeah, they definitely don't show up as often. You do have to fight them at one point, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. They don't really show up as often or anything like that, so yeah. But otherwise, there's some really crazy stuff that can happen. I can understand why people love this game, but I don't know if I say I love it, in my opinion. I definitely enjoy it, but I don't really find it as replayable as the other Mario Luigi titles, in my opinion. We'll talk about I'll talk about that when we talk about the later Mario Luigi games. But I feel like there's just, I don't know, just more missed potential with the plot, in my opinion, because it definitely is there, but it just doesn't stick out to me or anything like that. So yeah, but that's the only thing. And also, the unique thing with Mario Luigi Partners in Time is, of course, it's on the DS, so you're gonna have some top screen and bottom screen shenanigans, and I honestly don't mind it personally. I don't know, I never really had a problem with this stuff, honestly. So yeah. There's not really any warps per se. I mean, you use the warp to go to different areas in the past, but you don't really warp to any locations like that. There are definitely some moments like that, but it's slow to also warp if you're trying to go for a side quest, which I should say, it's almost not really relevant here, to be honest. You definitely can get some gear as usual with badges and all that, and yeah, they're just fine, honestly. That's all I can really say. Oh, a new character. I almost forgot to mention Stuffwell. Stuffwell is fine. Not much to say. It's just your suitcase that you use to get items, attacks, and all that stuff. And leveling up, as usual, is usually the same. The babies can level up too. So yeah. Otherwise, I don't know what else to say. The characters, enemies, locations. You can also play some mini games too, which is pretty nice, which helps you get some beans too. So that's pretty nice, honestly. And yeah, another game Professor Egghead was used. I feel like he only appears in these series, unlike any of the Mario multiplayer spin-offs. So yeah. Excuse me. Anyway, I think I pretty much talked about everything about Partners in Time. Yeah, that's pretty much all the major things I have with this game. Let's go ahead and talk about, I guess it's endgame time. After getting all the shards, you have to save. I guess I never talked about the bosses, huh? Yeah, the bosses are a bit brutal at times, but they can be fun, I guess, but they're brutal sometimes. I don't know. I struggled with some of these bosses. They're not easy at all. So yeah. Alright, now moving on. Endgame for real this time. After getting all the shards, you have the Princess Shroom herself. You have to fight her after doing oh my god, this terrible minigame. This minigame just sucks. Exploring Peach's castle is also not fun at all. But after you do all that, you have the second phase, and oh my god, this music is so good. I just can't. This music is really good. And after you defeat the second phase, that's the end of the game. After you fight Bowser again. Yeah, that's one way to end this game, I guess. Because you already fought Bowser in the last Mario and Luigi game. You couldn't end it like that. Huh. Okay, cool. But yeah, after you defeat Bowser, the credits roll, and that's the game. So yeah, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time is a very good game. But I don't think it's like one of my favorite Mario RPGs or anything like that, honestly. I don't know. There's just better Mario RPGs I'd rather play, to be honest. But this is still a really good game either way. So despite that, go play Mario Luigi Partners in Time. This game never got a remake, and in my opinion, I would have preferred this remake over Bowser's Inside Story remake, which I will be talking about. I know I made a video about this. Holy shit, that was in 2021. But I will talk about that when we talk about Bowser's Inside Story, which is a game I'm very excited to talk about, honestly, because I'm obsessed with this game, honestly. So yeah, the original, of course, and the remake. So yeah. But I wish Partners in Time did get a remake, but it's whatevs. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. How you guys feel about Mario and Luigi Partners in Time? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the near future. I don't know when. Later this year, mid 2023, for Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Later, folks.